Hello, I'm back. It's been a whole week. I feel like maybe I've gone like a week without streaming once, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if this might have been the longest I've gone without streaming. I don't know. It felt like a long time. But hello, how is everyone? Hi, Jackie B. Congrats on first, and thank you for the follow. I'm gonna guess you came from uh, Mary's stream because I just saw that Mary gave me a shout out. I was lurking in Mary's chat, so I wasn't super active, but I saw that she gave a shout out. So welcome in, welcome in. Am I muted? You're pranking me. You're pulling my leg. You're pulling my leg. I'm not muted, right? You're lying. We did this last time too. I'm pretty sure I'm not muted, but I will turn on some music. Are you pranking me? Are you pranking me? I feel like I'm being punked. I just got back and I'm already being pranked. Anyways, we're gonna animate some emotes today. We're gonna dive right into it. I was gone for like a week, and honestly, I was technically only traveling for like 4 days, but the 4 days felt like way longer. Like it felt like 8 days. I'm not even joking. I was like talking about it with some of my family after we got back, and I was like, I think I was telling one of them about like hanging out with my cousin, and I was like, oh yeah, I was in the car with her for like the first 2 days in LA, and then I thought about it, and I was like, wait, we were only in LA for 2 days, so that's already completely wrong. But yeah, for those who don't know, I was all over the place for a number of graduation ceremonies. I think we had a total of 3 graduation ceremonies um, over the course of 2 days, and two of them were in New York, and one of them was in Los Angeles, which are all the way on the other, like opposite coasts of the United States. So it was a lot of traveling, and on top of that, my brother was moving out of his dorm, also across the country. So we were like trying to cram the equivalent of his entire dorm into a number of suitcases. So it was kind of hectic. I had a hectic week last week slash weekend. Technically, I didn't even leave till like Wednesday, but it felt like so much longer, let me tell you. But I'm glad we made it through. It was very exciting. It was very fun, even with all the chaos. I drew this on, I think, not my last flight. I think the flight between New York and LA was when I drew this and was like, this will be fun to animate and get back into it. Hello, Viet Beast. Welcome, welcome. A funny bunny. I feel like funny bunny pops up a lot in the daily doodles. I need to add more. But yeah, I'm glad to be back. I will admit, the last few days since I've gotten back, I've been like weirdly tired, like ridiculously tired. So we're gonna do an easy animation where we're just gonna take this, which is already drawn, and we're just gonna make the eyes wiggle. You can see that I've kind of started it already, but um, yeah, we're just gonna go with this. The other one that I kind of started was like a cheering emote, but I don't know if I'll really get into that one quite yet because that's gonna need me to think a little bit more. And I think for this first stream back, I think I'm gonna take it easy and just do some simple squiggles. But it seems like it'll be a fun one, and maybe if I get warmed up with this, I'll switch over to the other one. My last week was delivering packages. Ooh, like do you have a job delivering packages, or was it just cuz, or like delivering packages for people that you know and stuff? I feel like both of those can be really crazy. Like, I don't know. It's yeah. One could say that my week was kind of similar. We were delivering people more than anything. It was like I went from home to New York, where we picked up one of my sisters and my brother, went to 2 graduation ceremonies and packed up his dorm into all our carry-ons and our suitcases, and then we flew to LA and picked up my other sister, and then we all flew back home together. We also had some cousins who went out to LA for that graduation as well, which made it very fun. um, yeah, very crazy. Family's always kind of crazy, but I think it was good time. It was good bonding because so many of our relatives are in college right now. I feel like we haven't had as much like cousin time as we used to when we were younger. So it is good. It is nice that we get to like see everyone and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, we're just gonna make these wiggle. I'm gonna do that, but like also there. I don't want to get too overwhelmed. I was playing Death Stranding, walking everywhere. Ah, the walking simulator game, from what I've heard. Killing Norman Reedus back with all the packages. I don't know who that is, but I assume that's part of the game. Were you supposed to kill him? If not, I'm sorry. But if so, good job. I've been seeing a lot of The Last of Us content on like my feed everywhere. Lots of death and dying in that. And I think because of that, it's also kind of bled into like Walking Dead content. My uncle used to be really into The Walking Dead. I don't know if he still is. Is that still? That's not still going, is it? That ended, right? Or am I tripping? Let's see. I think I made this bulb out a little bit, kind of like a tear. Yeah, I don't know. After like, I think because The Last of Us has been going around, everyone's getting into like all the usual zombie content. So I saw like a whole like TikTok montage of like, or like it was like an edit of the look at the flowers, Lizzie. Did you ever watch The Walking Dead? I didn't watch it super actively. I've seen a lot of it, but like I don't know. I wanted to like watch it straight through and like actually, start to finish, but I think at this point I've seen so much of it that like I don't know. I might still give it a try, but I don't know if I'm super interested in watching it only because I know so much of like I feel like what people consider like the big spoilers. Probably not all of them, but yeah. I wouldn't be against getting into it though. I enjoy zombie content. Like kind of the action thrillery stuff. Oh, you know what I am excited for? Which I know I haven't shut up about is the Hunger Games. The new movie casting announcements have been kind of crazy. I know there's been a lot of mixed feelings about the first two announcements for today. They crammed in 3 announcements today, which I think everyone was kind of expecting. People were theorizing that they were going to save the Effie announcement for a casting announcement that would upset people. And I will say, I don't think everyone was upset about it, but there was definitely some backlash on one of the casting announcements. Um, I have thoughts on it, but I don't really want to get into it. Because I did read the books, and I feel like, yeah, I have opinions, but I feel like I'm gonna get a little too into it and then not get anything done here if I dive right into it. Sammy watched The Last of Us when? I watched the first season. I didn't watch the second season, but I do know what happens. Um, like I am aware of like what happens because I've watched enough people play it, and honestly, with today's like culture of TikTok and stuff, I also feel like I've seen a lot of the second season vicariously just through all the clips that are online. I'm gonna do this so that I can see what's underneath, but also like not get confused with the bottom layers. Hunger Games is my favorite. Watching people fight over food in a battle royale. In a way, yeah. That's one thing I do like about Suzanne Collins is she has always made it clear that she will never write new books just for the sake of having new books out. She always makes sure, like, how did she phrase it? She says she only writes more if she feels there's more to be said. Because all the Hunger Games books naturally are very political. There's a lot deeper statements, I guess, in the content of the Hunger Games than just the YA part. Like obviously it fits the YA genre, but there's always something that she's saying about the world and society and stuff, which sounds really corny, but I feel like she does it like she knows that a lot of people are paying attention to it right now, or like always have really. Like it's very opposite of J.K. Rowling in the sense that like J.K. Rowling definitely leaned into like fan servicey stuff, like fans would have a headcanon for whatever, and then she would be like yes or no, or like confirm or deny, and like Suzanne Collins doesn't really add to it unless she feels like there's a need to, which I can respect. I am surprised, again, I won't go into specifics, I am surprised that they announced the 2 characters this morning that they did, because technically it is a little bit spoilery. And I know the book has been out for like the same amount of time that the movie has been announced, but I was still kind of surprised. I was like, oh, like I thought, I don't know if this really counts. Like, I don't think me saying this is a spoiler, but they announced the casting and casting decisions for both Luella and Lulu. And without going into detail, the existence of both characters is a little bit telling of probably one of the bigger plot twists in the book, in my opinion. I wouldn't say it's like a life-changing thing, but it's definitely a bigger one. I played the games and watching the series now. I also don't consume short form content. Ruins the brain too much. Yeah, I feel that. I feel like a lot of people are like, man, I feel like my brain's turning to mush. Like my attention span is all shot. Which I agree. Like my sister keeps talking about like, oh yeah, I feel like I can't watch long videos nowadays because like she just can't pay attention for that long. And I'm like, man, like she's just very open about that. She's like, yeah, I don't know, I can't. I watch even the short form content she's watching on 2 times speed. Like on TikTok, they a little while ago added the feature where you can fast forward videos or like watch videos in 2 times speed. She watches everything in 2 times speed. Like I'll send her something, and then she'll like it almost immediately, and I'm like, how did you have time to watch that already? She's like, oh, I watched it on 2 times speed, and I'm like, it was a 30-second video, how is that too long for you? Like I don't know, some videos I get it, like sometimes the content that's out there, like the pacing is not that great, but like I don't know, 30 seconds is not a long time. Oops. Fill this. I'm kind of trying to make it the inside kind of look like it's almost swirling, and then the outside kind of similar. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, one of the eyes looks okay. The other one seems like it's struggling a bit. Let's see. Okay, I feel like maybe this lump. I know this is kind of nitpicky, but I feel like these lumps should go the other way. This should go like kind of more concave-y first. My brain gets to listen to audiobooks for 5 minutes or longer videos. Yeah, I feel like back then, like, I'm not gonna lie, when I was in high school, like, especially when the Hunger Games were coming out, I had a friend who was really into audiobooks, and I was like, I don't think I was ever a fan of like listening to audiobooks, only because it felt like the speed at which I process content didn't quite match up with the speed of like audiobooks talking. Like I like the idea of just having everything play at my own pace in my own brain, and then like pause when I need to, kind of thing. But then we went on a camping trip, and then we listened to an audiobook. I don't know if you know the Selection series. It's very like YA princessy kind of genre, YA fantasy, typical YA chosen one kind of thing. But we listened to the audiobook for one of those books because we were kind of around the same, like at the same book at that point. And I actually quite enjoyed it, and I was like, oh, I should give audiobooks a try. Like it was really nice to just kind of sit there and listen to an audiobook for like a couple hours. And then funny enough, I never did. I never picked up another audiobook after that. But nowadays I wouldn't say I'm like as quote unquote against it as I was when I was younger. It's kind of the same way people listen to podcasts and stuff now, which I did like I think I only ever did that a couple times at work, like in the office. I'd put on a podcast. I put on some like health and self-care podcasts. My mom really likes true crime podcasts. But I don't know. I feel like if I'm working, it's hard to like really pay attention to the podcasts or like the content of podcasts. Like I don't think I would listen to like a true crime podcast because I would want to pay attention to it, and then like sorry, I can't multitask right now. I need to get back into the swing of this. But like I feel like that's one that you actually have to listen to, so if I'm working at the same time it's a little harder. But like if it's just something like kind of more information, like dumpy, or like fun facts and stuff, like the self-care ones where it's like, oh, here's some advice and like some fun studies that were conducted on this and that, then it's a little easier to listen to. But like with crime podcasts, you have to like kind of follow and like think about it, and a lot of the times they frame it like a mystery. I feel like that's more like a car ride kind of thing to listen to. Audible sends me comeback emails and get 1 month free for premium Audible. Yeah, I always feel like I'm gonna sign up for like those free trials and stuff and then forget that I signed up for them. Okay, I'm starting to feel like this part might be a little inevitable. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Maybe I moved it too much. I know I'm like kind of nitpicking now, but it's like bothering me. Like this part feels like it's jumping a little too much. And I know most people wouldn't even care, but like I care a tad bit. Maybe I should turn this down so I can see too. Let's see. I take the trial and then can't cancel and get a free audiobook. Yeah, see, I would forget about it, and then like it would probably charge me, and then I'd be like, oh, let me fix that next month, I guess. And then next month rolls around and I've forgotten again. Okay, I think I see the direction I'm taking with this. Okay, gotta push this a little more this way. I hope that's okay. Maybe I should have counted the number of lumps too. One of my cousins, we were talking about wedding planning because I actually made a lot of progress with wedding planning yesterday. I was debating streaming like yesterday, like not exactly right when I got back, but like the first like technically free day since I got back. But then I ended up doing a bunch of like wedding related stuff. So, but it was good. I finally set up the RSVP stuff and like figured out like I won't say figured out the guest list, but cleaned up the parts that were a little bit confusing to me because my mom has a confusing family. And by which I mean she does not even know some of the names of the people she wants to invite to the wedding. But I did kind of narrow it down a little bit, at least on the extended family side, which is good because I feel like that's like a really hard thing to do. I was gonna sleep, but I guess I'm stuck watching Sammy now. Here, you can lurk, and then I'll talk really softly so that you can fall asleep to the lovely, lovely sound of my voice, which is totally relaxing. I don't think my voice is actually that relaxing, but yeah, thanks, Sammy. How's it going? I'm doing good. Welcome in. How are you? It's been a while. It's only been a week, but that feels like a while to me. Yeah, I've been doing good. Got back from that fun, long graduation trip. It wasn't that long, but it felt really long. But now I'm here. I'm working on some emotes. This has kind of been me internally because on top of graduation stuff, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much wedding stuff to plan. But like I was saying, I got a lot done yesterday, and Kai's been really helpful with like getting the rest of the website together, which I'm really, really grateful for. So yeah, making good progress on that. Um, and because my sisters are out of school now, or done with school, they can help me with like the clothes for like the flower girls and the ring bearers, because that's kind of the next thing that's kind of on my mind. Also because our flower girls and ring bearers are a little bit older than usual, so they're growing a lot faster than I feel like kids typically are for the wedding party. So I'm like, at what point do we order the clothes so that they still fit it by the time the wedding rolls around? I don't like to leave Twitch on while I sleep. Okay, yeah, I don't blame you. I think most of the time, if it's like around sleeping time for me, I'll just put it up on my phone and then like just have it in the background. Sammy, new favorite emote. What is that? Waving. It's like a handkerchief. That's kind of cute. It's like sparkly. Wait, why is it sparkling? Why is the handkerchief sparkling? It's like glistening. What's this one? This one's a nodding one. That's a cute one. I like it. Oh, what's that? It's an eye and a mouth and another eye, but they're swapped. Should be the other way, right? It should be this eye. Is she wearing a monocle? That's kind of cute. Oh, what's that one? Oh, that's an interesting emote. I don't think I would have an emote like that, but it's underwear. Oh, that is underwear. That is interesting. I don't think I would have an emote like that personally, but to each their own. These are great ideas. Maybe just not for me. Not my cup of tea. Was this the right color? Oh yeah, it is. Let's see. Let's pull this in a little bit more. Wow, there's a lot of interesting emotes in here. What are your guys' favorite emotes? I feel like I have a lot of like random emotes right now because I keep getting gift subs, which is so funny because I was getting gift subs while I was out of town. So I'm like, I'm not even like on Twitch right now. And I think I counted earlier. I think I have like a total of like 5 active gift subs. And one of them is someone that I've never heard of. Like, I don't follow this person. And for some reason I got gifted a sub to their channel, because I assume like when you do gift like random subs, like they're usually people who follow the channel, right? So I don't know why I got a gift sub to this particular channel. Like I don't think I've ever watched them either, unless I like was in a stream that raided into them. I don't know if that sometimes counts. Sammy's reaction was quite funny. Was it? I didn't really notice. was it a notable reaction? I don't know. Yeah. Whoa, that's a lot of emotes. Let's see, this one, what's it called? Agony, Rev, Nyx, Slime, Drink. Oh, are these your emotes? These are your emotes. Shocked. Hug. Ah. Half of my emotes are literally inside jokes of streamers I watch. That's nice though. I feel like that's a good way to engage with the community. Have like inside jokes and like things that your people would understand. That's always a fun way to get people involved. Kind of like how Eggy has stare at the sun. Yeah, back when I first started watching Eggy was pretty much when I made that animation, and I was really surprised that she really liked it. And I don't know, it just kind of like grew from there. I did so many animations for Eggy after that. I felt bad because I ended up getting really busy and wasn't able to keep going with the Eggymations, but Eggy's very sweet and was very understanding about that, which I appreciate. Let's see, does this okay. Man, even with the opacity down, it's a little hard to see where I'm drawing. A streamer I watch is a ghost girl and the community calls her a slime, so I made this in MS Paint. Oh, I see. Very cool. I want to redo my emotes but too lazy. Let me know if you want help with that. I've been wanting to get back into like emote commissions. I've had a VGen code for quite a while that I've been wanting to set up and like offer commissions more formally, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Like I did start adding things to like my showcase, but I haven't gotten a lot because a lot of my old work is kind of all over the place, whether it's like on Google Drive or on my iPad, or some of them I just emailed directly to the people who commissioned me. So I'm like, I need to kind of track all of these down. And then also there's always the question of like, should I make them like YCH emotes, like your character here, or should I just call them custom emotes? And like, I don't know, then I have to revisit pricing and stuff if I do that, but I don't know. But every like the analytics on the VGen page always bring up that YCH tends to be the like most searched term or whatever. YCH wouldn't be a bad idea, yeah. I'm just not sure how to price YCH different from like my custom emotes, because I feel like I don't want to change my custom emote pricing too much. But I will admit, I feel like I kind of try to lowball it because not everyone who wants emotes is like not everyone's like a huge streamer by any means. So I want it to be like very accessible. Which is why like I don't think I have this publicly on my website. Maybe I do, but I used to have like kind of what I call like the starter package for emotes, because when you hit affiliate, I think it's 4. Well, I can't remember exactly how many emote slots, but I feel like 5 is typically a good number, so I do like a slightly discounted package where it's 4 static emotes and then 1 animated. What about $2 to $3 for a YCH emote? I could, like, if it's like a simple enough one, I could totally do that. And the last one was someone who claimed he knows all Canadian provinces, so I made this to see the map. That's a good one. He said he could only name them if he had a map. I don't know anything about Canada. I will admit I'm a little bit of a stereotypical American in that sense. But yeah, I don't blame him. Let's see, that's not bad. Keeping it simple, yeah. Maybe I should move on to that other one. I was gonna do a whole lot more frames, but I feel like this captures it good enough. Wah. Sad Sammy. Ah. This was just a silly, goofy one. Nice and simple. I don't know if you could hear Kai just now. Whatever he's doing, he's not having a good time. He couldn't name any of them. I can name 3 states and that's it. Washington State, Oregon, and California, and that's it. So all the West Coast ones, basically. Sorry, I overheard Kai. Kai's having a rough time. I think he was playing TFT earlier, but I think he might be playing like I don't know, ARAM or something. Yep, because West Coast, Best Coast. Yeah. West Coast. We can talk shit because all the East Coasters are probably asleep right now. It's let's see. No, it's like 11:30 for them right now. It's 11:30 for the East Coasters, so we can some of them are probably headed to bed now. We can talk a little bit of shit. West Coast, Best Coast. Spitten. I'm Spittitin. Spittentin. Hi, honey. I did deep clean my room yesterday and got rid of 25% of my room. Ooh, wow. I'm East Coast. Oh no, I forgot. I forgot, Lee. You said you were going to bed. I forgot you're East Coast. We totally weren't talking shit. What? West Coast, Best Coast, East Coast, Worst Coast. Nah, we best. Hey, I spent what 2 days on the East Coast this weekend. Um, Granted, it was I don't know. Would you call New York City? That's not really the coast. It's just East. Well, we always call it East Coast. Do New York City people call themselves East Coast or just East? No, it is on the water. What am I talking about? That's totally on the water, right? Trust me, Atlantic Ocean is coded, but we're closer to Hawaii. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're best because it rhymes. Yeah, West Coast, Best Coast. East Coast, but Best Coast doesn't make sense. It doesn't rhyme. It doesn't have a ring to it. We're closer to Europe and Africa. We're closer to what else is over there? We're closer to Asia. Yeah. And we get San Francisco. I say that, but I talk shit about San Francisco all the time. Like literally the BART line, like I don't know if anyone else is in the Bay, but like half of the BART system was completely locked down today because of a fire. San Francisco sucks. Yeah, San Francisco smells like pee. And like I think having grown up around San Francisco, I feel like I'm more used to it than New York City. But like I feel like New York City and San Francisco have this thing where like people from San Francisco tend to be really scared of New York City and then people from New York City are more intimidated by San Francisco because I have cousins who live in New York City and we were talking about them. They're like, "Oh yeah, I'm like so scared of taking BART, like taking the train in San Francisco." And I'm like, I feel the same way about New York. Like I'm more scared of New York trains. Also cuz like I don't know. One thing I did notice about New York trains compared to San Francisco is that um, the New York trains are a lot more wobbly. Because in San Francisco, I feel like I have no problem like standing on the train and not holding things. Because like some of the handlebars are pretty nasty, and if I have to, I will. But like if I can avoid it, I won't like touch the handlebars. I'll just kind of lean on the doors or something. But New York trains wobble a lot, so I couldn't really do that. San Francisco smells like flowers that were mixed with poop. Maybe more emphasis on the poop. I was on a train a couple weeks ago and someone was smoking on one side of the train and on the other side was a homeless guy who had very clearly peed on the floor and it smelled so bad, like the mixture of that. Who's hating on the West Coast? Hey, Lightning JW. West Coast, Best Coast. See, you're kind of like, I haven't seen you in a while. What are you doing here? We're talking shit about the East Coast. Lee's on the East Coast, but we're talking shit anyways. East Coast is peak. West Coast wouldn't exist without the East Coast. Okay, well technically the West Coast would exist. It's just the colonizers started on the East Coast, so debatable. Like the West Coast is still gonna exist regardless. It's just the cultural stuff. East Coast wouldn't exist without West Coast. I mean, like, geographically, technically, both coasts still exist, right? Like, they didn't go away. Hello, how you been? Hi, Bacon, how are you? I haven't seen you in a minute either. I'm chilling. I'm just, yeah, got back from running around all over the place, and now we're just talking shit about the different coasts of America, I guess. Um, yeah, and then I animated this thing. I was gonna do more, but then I got distracted. But yeah, how have you guys been for the last like week? It's yeah, I feel like before that I think I was streaming like every few days, and I was like kind of pretty consistent with that. So many East Coast unks, yeah. Shouldn't the East Coast folks be sleeping? It's a work night or school night. I'm Canadian East Coast. Ooh, I see, I see. Yeah, I don't know much about Canada. I've been to Canada like twice, and one of those times I was like 3 years old. And then last time I think was for a dragon boat festival because my parents do dragon boating, and they never stop talking about dragon boating. Do not call me American. Did I call you American? My bad. Yeah, I'm the silly American here. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna go grab water really quick. I will be right back. There was more water in my cup than I realized. Never mind. I went to get up to get water, and I was like, wait, it's not empty yet. A big part of our national identity is literally not being American. Yeah, I feel like the stereotype is that Canada's like America's calmer younger sibling. Like America's the problem child, and then Canada's like the calm younger brother who's trying to keep America like out of trouble. It's unironically a big driving force for Canada becoming a country. Yeah, I mean, even like, I feel like every time there's like political stuff happening in the US, everyone's like, I'm moving to Canada. Bye, guys. Like, that's kind of the joke here is like Americans are fleeing the country to Canada. Okay, I think we are gonna move on to the next one. I got so distracted, but I'm gonna, you're gonna see all the other emotes that I have in progress. You have all the old ones, and then we have a couple new ones that never got finished. Yeah. We went on a vacation to Canada with my grandparents like years ago. That was the one from back when I was like 3. And I think when we went 2 years ago, we were trying to like recreate a bunch of the photos we took. It was like a year after my grandma passed too, so my dad, who normally isn't super adamant about photos, was like, oh, we should take photos kind of like the ones we took when we were here like back in like 2000 and whatever the heck it was. Also, we burnt down the White House in the War of 1812, so rah. The US managed to make the English and French get along to make a country because we collectively agreed that being American is the worst outcome. Honestly, yeah. Like, as much as there's like the American dream, there's also like, ooh, Americans. I will say though, like, one thing that does get a little old was like I get dogging on America here and there, but sometimes people take it like way too far. Like I used to follow one content creator who I thought was like pretty chill, but then all she would talk about like both on her streams and like her whole Twitter and everything was literally just about dogging on America. And then I was like, okay, this is getting a little bit old now cuz like half of her tweets would start with, why do Americans blah blah blah, why do Americans blah blah blah, all Americans this and that. And I'm like, okay, I like here and there, sure, but it was like like it was her whole internet persona after a while, and I was like, okay, I can't take this anymore. So Canadian jokes, yeah, but I feel like even like most Canadians are pretty chill about it. Like, and one thing I will say America does better than like and probably Canada too does better than like Europeans, because I feel like that's where a lot of the American hate comes from, is Europe, is like cultural food. Because I saw this TikTok a little while ago with this like, you're like, I think it was a British food content creator who was like, I went to China and they don't have any Chinese food, which already I was like, okay, I need to hear this. And she was talking about how there were no, what do they call it? Chips? Fried something crisp? Like, pretty much like, I guess British people, like British Chinese food, has like fries. I can't think of any Chinese dish with fries. It's like fries and something else. I don't know, but she was like disappointed that there were no fries in the Chinese food in China. And so her caption was like, "No Chinese food in China?" And she was getting absolutely destroyed. Everyone was like, "Okay, after this, like, I don't want to hear any," like someone was like, "I don't want to hear shit about the American education system again after this." Yeah, like, and Americans have like quote unquote Chinese food that also isn't Chinese here. Like, I know not everything here is completely authentic either, but like they have like chicken and fries and they call that Chinese food. And I'm like, that's like straight American like comfort food. A phrase I hear quite a bit is, at least we are an American. Yeah, you get that here too. Like, people visiting from out of the country, I'm like, man, I can't stand Americans. Even in America, Americans can't stand Americans half the time. Darken this a little bit. Yeah, okay, I like that color better. I think I have a color like this saved in my palette somewhere. Okay, now that I'm looking at it, maybe that's too dark. Where is it? Maybe I didn't have something saved. I thought I did. Maybe like there? Sure, we'll stick with that. I had my friend in the south asked me if Asia was a country, also if Tokyo was a country, or if New Zealand was in Europe. At least we have football. True. They're gonna tell us like football is the one with the black and white ball. That's soccer here. Yeah, we had American football. We have a whole, well, I don't know if you call it a holiday, but we get the Super Bowl. My dance teacher used to, I mean, she still does, I think. She cuts our Sunday dance rehearsals short on Super Bowl Sunday so that she can go home and watch. I remember in 2015 when the Warriors were doing really good, instead of like music, she would just plug in her phone and put on the Warriors game. So we were like warming up to the sound of like sneakers on the basketball court. That is football. Football is great, better than American football. No, that's soccer. Rah! Add jail time. Oh, the emote didn't work this time on from Sari, but it worked the first time. So I was like, oh, cool. I was trying out that new ad message. Sorry about the ads. I'll see you on the other side of ad jail. Yeah, I might change that ad message again. Football, boring to watch. I agree. Football, like football with the kicking, and I feel like I can't watch baseball either. Baseball is very boring to me. I feel like people might not like me saying that, but even in high school, like people on the high school baseball team when I was in school were like, yeah, I play baseball. I enjoy playing baseball. I don't enjoy watching baseball. Coming from someone who played for 16 years, valid. Ads over. Welcome back. Wow, that was fast. Yeah. I feel like there's some sports that are fun to play but less fun to watch, and I think soccer and baseball fall into that category. Probably golf too, but personally, I don't think I've ever enjoyed golf or like mini golf or anything. What else? Maybe bowling. I don't think I would watch bowling, but I enjoy bowling. Like like playing. I wouldn't say playing bowling, but I like bowling. I just don't like watching bowling. Woohoo! Welcome back from ad jail. What else? I'm not much of a sports person, so I can't even think of any sports. Cause like basketball's fun to watch, football's fun to watch. Those are like the main ones I can think of. I love the World Cup. I know a lot of people do, but I don't know. I feel like I struggle to follow soccer. I probably could get into it, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's not as big over here. Not that it's not big at all, but like, not as big. I'm not sure if I like how I'm doing this shadow. All the like showy sports are fun to watch, things like skating and stuff. Like, although I feel like that's like more because it's intended to be entertainment. I rep my country of England. Canada team just kind of sucks. My hot take, baked beans for breakfast is gross. I've never understood beans for breakfast. I've never been into, like, I feel like I only eat beans if they're in burritos. Or like burrito bowls. Like Chipotle beans, I can do that. Taco Bell? Yeah. Breakfast beans? Not so much. Not an Alfonso Davies fan. I have no idea who that is. Lee, we don't support the English breakfast here. You can't just put the beans from the can on the toast. How? I don't know. How are you supposed to eat like breakfast beans? Like, I don't know. I don't even think I've been to a place that serves beans for breakfast. Not my cup of tea. I don't drink tea that much either, though. Well, okay. I drink it at like Chinese places. I feel like milk tea doesn't count as tea, so that's where that comes from. But other than that, I don't feel like I drink like just straight tea normally. We are Sammy can. Oh, like Americans, Sammy cans. I don't want to run my own country. That's a lot of pressure. Here, we'll call it blanketkins. Blanketkins? That sounds weird too. Samadians. That sounds a lot like Canadians though. And a full English breakfast is goated. You know, I can't say I've tried one, so I feel like I can't technically knock it, but I've never seen like English food that really, really impressed me. Like, is it England that has that food truck? Where's that? There's somewhere in Europe that has that food truck that has like baked potatoes, and there's always like a really, really long line for it because I guess it's like really popular out there. But it's literally like it doesn't even look like a good baked potato. Like, it looks like there's like a little bit of shredded cheese on it and that's it. Like there's nothing else on it, but like I guess that it's like all the rave out there. There's too much beans. Again, I would give it a try, but I don't know if I would like beans in my breakfast. Or like, I don't know, I guess it depends. Something that I didn't used to like that much, but then like really grew on me was Eggs Benedict. Like, I don't know, somewhere in my adult life I realized that there's something really nice about runny, oozy eggs. We go to Denny's for breakfast. There's a Denny's relatively close to where I am that Kai and I went to a couple times. If you're using Denny's as your rating of beans for breakfast, it's a. If you're read. Oh, is a sin. Yeah. I've never had beans for breakfast at Denny's either, so I can't say that. Denny's is an American classic. Yeah, they have like big ol' pancake stacks. I think when I was in college, a couple friends and I we went and did like the unlimited whatever all you can eat pancakes or whatever, or they had some kind of deal like that. And like I feel like for me, I feel like most of the time I don't eat a whole lot in one sitting, but now and then I have I just get like a big old surge of like just I can eat everything right now. And then and so one of the times that we went, I actually was in a really big eating mood, and so I actually ate quite a lot of pancakes. Oh, kind of. There's also a place near my college that has this thing called the hangover burrito, and those things are heavy, as the name implies. It's a lot. It's got like gravy and potatoes and stuff. It's like a breakfast burrito, but it's like dense. And most of the time, I'll eat like maybe a third of it and then just save the rest for another meal. But there was one time I went with a few people, and I ended up finishing my entire hangover burrito. And I wasn't hungover either. I finished the entire hangover burrito and then also finished like a third of someone else's. And they had like a side or something, or like maybe it was a shake. I don't even remember. And I had that too. And they were like, dang, how do you eat that much? And I'm like, I swear, I don't normally, but like, it's just one of those days, I guess. IHOP is good, but you gotta slap a ton of strawberry syrup on it. A good pub food with beer hits different. Yeah, IHOP. Remember when there was one year that IHOP had that April Fool's prank thing where they were like, "Oh, we're changing our name to IHOB for International House of Breakfast instead of International House of Pancakes." And like it was such a almost reasonable thing that a lot of people believed it before they realized like, "Oh, wait, it's April 1st." But yeah, that was pretty memorable. So now I feel like there's still people who like jokingly refer to it as IHOB. Change BGM. Oh, thank you, thank you. Here, let's see. We're just gonna pick another random stream cafe one. Let's see. How about this one? Oh, this is a nice calm one. I hope it doesn't put you to sleep. Or maybe I hope it does. Make sure you get lots of sleep for tonight. I don't want to keep you up too late. I probably won't go super long today either, because I ended up being a lot more tired than I expected after work. And also I started a lot later than I expected. I made some mac and cheese because I got a little bit distracted. Sammy's always tired. I feel that way the last few days. I feel like I'm not always tired, but like ever since I got back on Saturday, I've definitely been feeling a lot more tired in general. Which is why, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna force myself to start stream today, and then I think it'll go smoothly. And like, I feel like this last hour has gone very quickly for me. So that's good. The hardest part is always starting, I think. So yeah, I'm glad I started. I'm glad I hit start stream today. Got some stuff done. Might do more of this tomorrow. I think I do want to stream tomorrow. I don't know if it'll necessarily be emotes, or I might work on some wedding stuff and just do like a co-working stream. I've never done one of those before, but it depends on if I set up the stream space to be a little bit more lurk friendly. Not that this isn't lurk friendly, but I feel like there's more that could be done, I don't know. Because I know some people do like a whole checklist thing where it's like, oh, if we're co-working, you can add things to your to-do list and then whatever. But I've never really understood how those work. But that might be an idea, because there is stuff I need to get done. There's those wedding cards that I started on stream very early on when I started streaming. And I need to make progress on those, but I think I'm at a point where I don't want to show them necessarily, so I might work on those, but just not like show it on the stream. And we'll just call it a co-working stream. So kind of similar to what I'm doing right now anyways, just with less visuals. I am hoping to animate these two. Typically in the past I would have animated this in like Live 2D or something, but I think... Oh, Sammy, guess what? Oh, I missed it. What? Chicken butt? Oh my gosh. Everyone said chicken butt. Everyone got me with the chicken butt. I've been punked. Again. Blanket and Lee, you guys have like very similar humor, because both of you now, within the last couple of streams, have jokingly told me that I'm muted when I'm not. Y'all are pranking me. Chicken jockey! I still haven't seen the Minecraft movie. I've heard like vastly different opinions on it. Like I've heard people who absolutely loved it, and I've heard people say that it's like a complete waste of time. It's not still in theaters, right? It's been quite a while. Remember Gert? Oh my gosh, I do remember Gert. Me. Yo. Oh wait. Yo Gert. What was it? Oh, what was the setup? I feel like I just messed up the punchline. Yo, Gert. Gert. Yo. Something like that. I don't know. It was a good joke. I just messed it up though. Let's see. Is the Minecraft... So, how long ago did the Minecraft movie come out? Like, is it streaming yet? Anywhere? I feel like it's not long enough to be on streaming platforms yet, but it's been long enough where it's not... What do you call it? Not in theaters anymore. We're like in that limbo phase, right? I don't know if I like the way that's shaded, but I can get behind this. Yeah, I think I can get behind that. Should I give her a nose? Maybe. Cute little nose. Yeah, I can get behind the nose. Sorry, I zoom out a lot when I'm doing emotes because like when you do emotes, you have to think about the fact that they're gonna be really small on the screen, like really small. So you kind of want to still be able to make out the distinct shapes on a really small scale. And that's why a lot of emote styles have like really thick line art on the outside. Which kind of fed into like my regular art style too a little bit, sort of unintentionally. You can kind of tell when I started doing emotes when all my art started having like really thick lines on the outside. Some people even go so far as to like put like white lines like around some of the distinct shapes. I've done that on a few emotes, like on my waving emote I have that. But I don't do that on all of them. And on these ones, like I do want to animate this one, so I'm not super worried about putting the white lines on it. I don't think I'm gonna make this one move today, but this has been a good start so far though. Okay, let's just do a little bit of blush and then shade the face. I didn't put any shadows on the hands, I just realized, but I can come back to that. Yeah, I don't think I've used this music before. It's very, like, lullaby-y. Like, I feel like it's gonna put me right to sleep. Just do it really lightly, and then I just have a separate one that goes around. gonna put a little bit of the skin color on the hair as well, which is something that I didn't used to do, but I saw some advice on like doing that to create the illusion of like a reflection on the hair. I don't know if that's how I would describe it, but it definitely like unifies it a little bit. Oh my freaking Jesus, Kai is going crazy outside. He's raging. Oops. Okay, let me grab this color again, and then we can continue. Oh, I forgot. I put those on a different layer anyways, which makes sense if I'm trying to animate this. I don't think it's gonna be anything too crazy. If I did this in live 2D, I would apply a lot more physics and stuff, but I'm gonna try to do this by hand. It'll be a bit of a challenge, but I think it'll be fun. An idea to Amazon my friend a container of glue each month for a year and 3 months and then randomly stop for psychological reasons. Why a year and 3 months? Let's see. For each month for a year and 3 months, that's 15 months. Is there a significance to the number 15? So that it's not even? I see. So it's just a random. That is an idea. That's how we used to do like Secret Santa. Like my friends from college, we did Secret Santa for a couple years after we got out of school because we graduated into COVID, so we didn't ever really do like a in-person Christmas celebration, I guess, at least with this particular group of friends. So we did like Secret Santa, but because we were all over the place, we all just like Amazon stuff to each other or like sent it to each other via like Amazon or Etsy or whatever, and just, you know, did the whole mark as gift kind of thing. But then, so then now on my Amazon history, it still shows like purchases made for like on behalf of quote unquote Secret Santa. I think I removed that recently actually because my Amazon was being a little weird and like randomly trying to default to old addresses that I haven't used in a really long time, so I just removed all the ones that aren't current, which is good practice anyways. I should have been doing that from the beginning, but I did not. And then act like I don't know what's going on. Ultimate gaslighting. We had dinner with some of my family on Sunday. It was kind of a last minute dinner, but also not really. It was last minute for me because my mom forgot to tell me about it. But yeah, we had dinner, and then at some point Kai went to the bathroom, and we were like, oh, let's all just move tables and not tell him. We didn't end up doing it, but it was a funny idea. Low-key, that shit pissed me off. Oh, the last minute dinner. Yeah, I was a little bit annoyed by it. Because my parents are not used to telling me and my siblings about plans, because, you know, growing up, we were, like, already there. And even now, sometimes they just, like, add things to the, like, shared family calendar we have, and then don't actually say anything. So I'm like, were you gonna tell me about this, or were you just gonna assume that I look at all of the 57 entries that you put in every month? Lamau pranked, yeah. True. Hashtag pranked. Yeah, because my mom puts like every single one of her like dance classes and stuff, and like pick up so and so for whatever, like she has everything in that calendar, which is helpful. It's good, but also I feel like in addition to that, because there's so much content, you need to like tell people when you're making plans, so also so that they can put it on their own calendars. I feel like I'm like overthinking this. I feel like this does not need to have all this. So yeah, that's something that I think Could use a little bit of work. But that's okay. Learning curve for everyone. My parents forget that my siblings and I are adults with our own lives and our own schedules to kind of work around it. They're very big on like, oh, you guys need to be responsible and take care of your own stuff, but it's like it doesn't help when they kind of make scheduling hard by not telling us things and just assuming that we check all of their systems. Cammy, Sammy, and Kai's ship name. Cammy? Oh, Cammy is Sammy and Kai's ship name. I see. I was like, who's Cammy? Or Sai. Sorry, that was so corny. Kai said something about his dog dying. Lee Hane? Yeah, he gotta ship all the boys together. Leamy. Blinket. Blinket. Hi, Cassie. How are you? Cassie's here to visit again. I hope she doesn't drink my water again. She did that last time. I don't think it was last stream. It was like a couple streams ago. And she didn't actually drink it. She just stuck her paw in it. And I don't think it was intentional either. Cassimi? Yeah. Hi, baby. We have this printer that I haven't actually set up, but she keeps like sitting on it. That, and she keeps jumping up onto my like PC and turning it off and on. Turning it on is fine, but turning it off while I'm using it, less so. Like when I tried to start stream a little while ago, a few weeks ago now, and like right before I started, she turned off my PC. Okay, I'm not letting you jump up there this time because I don't want you to turn it off. Hi, this is the microphone. Oh, hi. Okay, I'll pick you up. I'll put you right here. There you go. That's what you're trying to do anyways. Okay, anyways. Oh yeah, in other news, Kai spontaneously got me a Tamagotchi. Like, very impulsively. I haven't had one since I was in elementary school. This one's an older version than the one I had as a kid. This one's the Gen 2 Tamagotchi, and I brought it with me to New York, and then I forgot about it the day of my sister's graduation. Graduations plural because both ceremonies were during this time. And so naturally it died. But that's okay. It was the first one since I got this Tamagotchi. So now I'm on a second one, and he's at the kid phase of life. He's a young child right now. I feel like I've been doing good taking care of it. We'll see though. I didn't realize, because like obviously I didn't pay super close attention when I played with this as a kid, but oh, I see. Sorry, I was confused what layer this was. But anyways, like I said, I didn't pay super close attention like when I was a kid to like the growth patterns of the Tamagotchis, so I didn't realize that like how much you took care of it determined which like Tamagotchi it evolves into and like grows up into and stuff. Day 44. Give it up for day 44. This one is back to day like 3. I restarted it after I got back because at that point when it had died the first time, I was like, okay, if I start it right now, I know I'm gonna be busy and we're just gonna have the same thing happen at the other graduation ceremony. So I was like, let me just wait till we're back and so I can actually give it attention. I think my most proud like Tamagotchi like flex, I guess, was the one that I had as a kid. I had one of them live to like well into like age like either 120 something or 150 something, which I feel like is very impressive. Like it spent a majority of its life in the senior like phase, life phase. That was back when Town was around too, though. And if you don't know, Town was pretty much the one where like you could log in with your Tamagotchi connection, um, and your current Tamagotchi would show up in this town, and you could play mini games and stuff. But because my Tamagotchi had survived so long, there was like several months where I had to play on Town as an old lady. And like the things that you can do on Town are limited based on the age that you are. So like little kid, like baby ones can't go to school. And so my senior citizen Tamagotchi also couldn't go to school because it was a senior. And so for months I could only like go to like the senior, like whatever activity they had for the seniors. I don't remember what it was. And so that was like the only downside to having such an old Tamagotchi, was like, man, I can't do a lot in Town. But I could flex that I had an incredibly old Tamagotchi. I was like a proud parent. It's been 120 days since last Mochi stream. Has it really? I would believe it. It's so funny because before, or like right after I started streaming, which was what, in April or something, he borrowed the capture card that Kai and I use. Or like that Kai uses, that I was debating on using. So he borrowed it and I thought he was gonna get back into streaming, and I have not seen him since. He disappeared. Everyone ping him on Discord. Be like, when are you streaming next? Actually, he'll probably ignore it. He said he would do an art stream like almost 3 years ago now. Why did you start streaming? I don't know, I got bored one day. And also I like do art for a lot of streamers that were kind of asking like, oh, when are you gonna start streaming? And at first I was kind of just going haha. But then I was like, you know what? Let me try it. I totally missed your start. It's only been like 2 months now, so you haven't missed a whole lot. I definitely okay, part of it also actually was, yeah, I saw Blanket, like Blanket used to hang around with streamers that I have done art and stuff for, and so he jokingly was like, oh, you should stream when Sammy's streaming, like all the time. And so I jokingly said that if I hit 50 followers then I would start streaming, and then I hit 50 followers, which, like, at the time that I said that, I had like 3 followers, so I didn't think it was ever gonna happen. But yeah, here I am now. Yeah, I figured I should. I was debating whether I would make this a continuous thing. I did it once and then was like, you know what, this isn't too bad. And then, like a week and a half later, I was like, ooh, I qualify for affiliate. So now I'm here. 50 followers without streaming is pretty insane. I think it's just because I like kind of am involved with streamers, like making emotes and stuff for people. I just never like streamed myself, but I do admit I will, like, I've never I didn't expect people to follow me as a non-streamer, so that's kind of why I made that deal. So yeah, it was kind of an accident, but I'll take it. I'm not complaining. 7 ads? Is it really? I'm sorry. I guess you can't hear me if you're in 7 ads, but yeah. Give it up for 7 ads. Sorry about the ad jail. Yeah, I think I'll change that Saribot ad like notification thing. The very first one worked and it like sent the emote normally, but then all the other ones have not. But that's fine. It's whatever. Not the end of the world. Yeah, so I started like mid-April. I think that sounds right. And then I made the silly little model. I've made other ones for people. I've made little like VTuber models for people. And then I made this for, oh no, actually I started in March then, because I made this for April Fool's Day. So I started 3 months ago then. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds more right. Yeah, so not for very long. I'm very grateful for some of the people I've met though. Like Mary Mello, my first affiliate stream, she she gifted like a shit ton of subs. I can't remember how many, but it was a lot more than I expected to get in like forever. That, and then she and was it Agent or someone else? I don't know. People were like cheering, like doing the whole bits thing, and I didn't even know what bits do. Like I don't even like I know what bits are, but like it started a hype train, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was not prepared for a hype train, so like everything was on like the default settings and stuff, and so yeah. I still don't think I've set up like specific custom alerts for like hype trains and stuff. I might have put some like custom sounds and whatever, like sound alerts for that, but yeah. One of these days I'll do more like animations and alerts and stuff. Back from ads, welcome back. Was it actually 7 ads? That's crazy. Apparently, I don't know how true this is, but I was in someone else's chat and they were saying that like a lot of the default Twitch ads for some reason are like erectile dysfunction ads. Like apparently a lot of people have been getting like that specific genre of ads. So yeah, I don't know how true that is because I feel like a lot of mine tend to be like, what have I gotten recently? I feel like I don't always pay attention to them, but I feel like I get a lot of like fast food and cars. None of which really applies to me. I mean, I guess fast food. Who doesn't appreciate fast food, right? Maybe less so on the Denny's baked beans though. Oh, you know what funny ad I got on Twitch once was, do you remember when that like daily routine thing was going on with the guy with the sparkling water and dunking his head in the bowl of like sparkling water and ice and like rubbing banana peels on his face? I got an Amazon ad that specifically had that sparkling water and a bowl and bananas. And the caption was something like, "Oh, everything you need to start your day." It was pretty funny. Been getting a bunch of random ads. Get any good ones this time? Out of the 7? Oh, I feel like I got some like TV ones recently too. I got an Amazon ad for showing off Sammy's forehead in 4K. Why my forehead? Isn't that the joke you have with Stella, that she has a big forehead? You can play tic-tac-toe on her forehead. Stella's great. I was so nervous when she asked me to collab for Infinity Nikki, partially because I haven't collabed with anyone who like I've only met online, and also because at that point I hadn't played much Nikki, like I hadn't played much of the new update, so I didn't know what else there was to do. um so I was kind of just following Stella around, and I was like really nervous about it, but it ended up being really fun. I appreciate Stella for inviting me to do that with her. I'm not sure if there's other. I haven't, like. I feel like not many people that I know play Infinity Nikki. Which I will admit, I haven't been playing as much lately either. But. I don't know. I don't know if you guys follow Infinity Nikki on Twitter, but they had this like naming contest for this panda companion that they were trying to add to the game, which I think is either getting added or got added recently. And they had like a contest to name the panda, and then they shared like the top like 4 or 5 names. Yeah, and one of the names was Gonjus. Not gorgeous, it was Gonjus. It was like the top ones were like Bao Bao, Mochi, whatever. Like honestly, most of them were not very great names. They were very like stereotypical things that an Asian family would name their dog. Um, but yeah, they apparently a lot of people submitted Gonjus. And so Ganges was one of the top options for naming this panda. I think they ended up I think Bao Bao ended up being the name that 1 or something like that. I'm not gonna lie, the outfit that they have for Nikki for that is kind of interesting. Well, I don't know if it's an actual outfit or if it was just a promotional thing that I saw, but it's literally Nikki in like a panda onesie looking thing. The panda itself looks cute, and I think Momo has a little cute outfit, but I don't know. Yeah, but anyways, um, yeah, this is a little bit shorter than usual, but I think I might call it there because it's getting hot and I'm getting kind of sweaty, so I think I need a shower before I go to bed. And I'm kind of an old lady and want to sleep because it's a work night. So, yeah, let me see if there's anyone still alive to raid. Let's see, are you still alive? I hope you're not ending. Let's see. Ooh, this person I started following recently. Ooh, she's doing Apothecary Diaries art. Okay, let's raid Cookie Tea. Okay. Sweaty forehead reveal when? Here, I'll make it a redeem. A really expensive redeem so that one day you can see a sweaty forehead. Or let's see. 10 gifted subs for a sweaty forehead. How about that? Just kidding. Anyways, what was I? Oh wait, yeah. Cookie tea. Sorry, I'm really slow at typing apparently. Okay, we're gonna raid another artist. Here, let's send some raid messages. She's doing Apothecary Diaries art, which I finally caught up on. So I'm very excited to keep watching because I kept trying to dodge spoilers for a while, but here, okay, raid 2, sub raid. Okay, pick any of those raid messages that you want, and we're going to raid Cookie Tea. I only started following her recently, so I don't know much about her, but I believe she's Australian, which makes sense with the timing of her stream. So, alright, thank you guys for hanging out. We're gonna wrap it up there. I will probably stream tomorrow, maybe a little bit earlier than I did today, but we'll see. I'll probably post on Twitter if I do, but yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out, and until next time, yeah, bye bye.